It's the Suzuki SX4 third generation S-Cross. Oh, I love it, guys. Oh, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Oh yes, everyone, look at this. This is the exterior design of the all-new Suzuki S-Cross. Yay! Looks adorable, guys. I just have to make it quick because it's raining outside right now. So yeah, but you guys can see how amazing it already looks. I don't know what is it with Japanese crossover SUVs, but they are obsessed with this particular design. Like, I've seen this on every crossover SUV with this rear light. It's very nice. And oh, S-Cross SX4. Oh yes, everyone. And then nice wheels. The hard plastic over here on the side that covers the wheels. Very nice. I am going to be test driving the Suzuki S-Cross SX4, or shall I say S/4. This is the third generation S-Cross, aka SX4. Now, the first generation was horrible, guys. You know, I'm going to tell you all something before I get down to talking about the SX4 and S-Cross model. I'm going to tell you all something very important. So, for a long time, Suzuki has kind of earned a reputation for building small A to B machines. When I say A to B machines, I mean literally. In fact, they didn't really aspire to build big cars. They never actually did. They never actually got down to building cars that would that people would forever remember or something. They always built cars that were just A to B. The only car that had actually an identity of its own, a real niche or something, would be the Suzuki Jimny. Like, that's the closest I can think of. Although I do know the Suzuki Swift has a very big name. Especially, in fact, I don't know if I may be right saying this, but in fact, it made it into the rally even because of how light it was and how cheap it was and how easy it was to modify. Now, when it comes to Japanese cars, we all know that Japanese cars are super reliable, and Suzuki is no exception. They can be perceived as budget, low quality, but they have an advantage: reliability. That's right, guys, you all heard me. Reliability is the game for Suzuki, especially with this SX4. This is the third generation SX4. The first generation was horrible, guys. It was horrible. In fact, it was even rebadged as a Fiat Sedici. They both had this... I don't know what to say, guys. Whether it was horrible or not can be debatable, I guess, because there's some people that actually loved it. Well, not that they... I don't know if they have a fan base, but I do know that the Suzuki SX4, the first generation, was relatively popular because of how cheap it was to afford, and also how it was reliable. Second generation Suzuki SX4, aka S-Cross, was the desirable one. I loved the second generation. In fact, the second generation was rather interesting because it did remind me of the Nissan Qashqai. In fact, at one point I was even thinking this was built in collaboration with Nissan and Renault, but then after doing thorough research, I found out the second generation was independent. It was built solely by Suzuki. So that makes it even special, guys. I mean, that makes Suzuki even better. I mean, look at them. They've really stepped up their game. And the reason I'm pointing this out is because they actually were at one point struggling. They were making cars that were perceived as substandard. This was a big problem in the early 2010s. Cars that were substandard in the sense they felt like they were behind their generation. But now, they've stepped up their game, guys. They've stepped up their game big time, and I see it right in front of me, guys. The Suzuki SX4 third generation S-Cross. Oh, I love it, guys. As I'm speaking to you guys, I actually noticed something is different about the acoustics in this interior. It feels like as if I'm in a... It's like I'm in a cabin of a ship. It's like, yeah. Because whenever I sit in my Nissan Navara or whenever I sit in other cars, I feel like the insulation is like, you know, much better. You hear yourself talking as if you're in a building. But in this Suzuki S-Cross SX4, it feels as though I'm in a... Hello? Hello? Feels as though I'm in a cabin. Or I feel yeah. But it's okay, it's good. You know, in fact, this means the acoustic is probably on the cheaper side. But this, in turn, has a benefit because this is what makes the Suzuki S-Cross very affordable. So I'm going to be test driving the Suzuki SX4, but before doing so, I'd first like to show you guys the key. So as you guys can see, this car has a keyless entry and also a keyless start-stop. This particular Suzuki S-Cross SX4 costs 25,000 euros. Is this good value for money or not? We're going to find out in a moment, everyone. Let's get done with this review and test drive right now. So in order to fire up this Suzuki, you put your foot on the pedal, on the brake pedal, and then you press the start-stop button. Yes, everyone, here it is. Okay, so as you start the car, you hear the engine proudly roaring. Oh, and check this out, guys. You get this nice animation right here of the car in 3D. Oh my goodness, this is actually super precise, guys. I mean, let's see how this goes. So already I'm very impressed with certain things. It's good. So we're just gonna engage it and drive. Okay, every time I change gear, I have to listen to this sound. So it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. See what this car is like. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I just did an acceleration, guys, and for 1 second there was a lag. It's like the car took a moment to understand what my actions were, and then suddenly there was an engine scream, and time for us to accelerate once more. Oh! Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. It's like, guys, I just have to accelerate briefly, and this car has a tendency to scream. Like the engine screams for, like, first there's a delay of 1 second, then there's a scream of 1 second, and then finally, after 2 seconds, there is a movement. Road noise now. Let's talk about road noise in detail right now. So I can hear a good amount of road noise from outside, and also the engine. Like every time I'm at city pace, like slower than 20 kilometers per hour, or if I'm idle, I can hear the engine noise. And also when accelerating, I do hear a bit of the engine droning noise. I hear also other cars. So let's just say the interior is not necessarily soundproof, but hey, for a price of 25,000 euros, I do not complain because it can be expected. It's the moment of truth. So now I can actually properly test the acceleration and do some analysis as to what is it that this Suzuki SX4 or S-Cross really wants from us. Oh, what sort of driver do you want, Suzuki? A good driver? I think you do want a good driver, don't you? 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, just analyzed this first acceleration. What I did was I floored it, and for 1 or 1.5 seconds, there's a bit of a lag. Like there's a bit of a, like, you know, moment of uncertainty. Like the car is building up energy, and then finally it's moving. Now I'm going to see what it's like to do a gentle acceleration. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Gently, pushing the pedal gently, as if we're in the city, as if we're just strolling in the park. All right, okay, so I've just come to it's occurred to me that the acceleration when you floor it is good, but the car screams. It has a bit of a lag. But then when it comes to my second acceleration, which was slow and gentle, so you're pushing the pedal at a steady pace, gently, not flooring it, gently. In my second analysis, I have to say that the car takes off gently. It's very good. It's quiet. It's more composed. It's more friendly. You know, it's very pleasant. But as I pass 40 kilometers per hour, or whenever I pass around 40 or arrive at 50, I start hearing some engine noise at 40 or 50 kilometers per hour. Try something once more. 1, 2, 3. Whoa, 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 whoa. I hear it. I hear it. I hear it. I hear something. Okay, so whenever I arrive at 40, it sounds as though the transmission is having a dilemma on what to choose. Like, what gear does the car want to go in? Should it stick to its original gear? Should it elevate the gears? It's like a dilemma, guys. The automatic transmission is trying to decide something. And that's happening every time I reach 40 kilometers per hour. Now we're going to test the brakes of the Suzuki S-Cross SX4, guys. So let's just drive at a steady pace of 30 kilometers per hour. Okay, steady speed, steady speed, steady speed. And now let's see what the brake is like. To say the brakes of this Suzuki SX4 is quite flexible. When you want to do an emergency brake, it can do an emergency brake. But let's just see if I'm in traffic and I brush the brake. Let's see what happens. So I'm in traffic. I'm stuck in traffic. And then suddenly I feel the need to brush the brake. Okay, so I was in traffic, and when I brush the brakes, I feel like the car reacts properly. It doesn't do an emergency brake. Believe it or not, I know some cars where if you just brush the brake like this, just gently touch the brake, you do an emergency brake. That's why I'm trying to analyze. I'm just trying to see what if this is the case for this Suzuki S-Cross. And so far as I'm concerned, on the bright side, this is not the case. I am going to execute a U-turn. So let's do this, guys. A moment of truth. U-turn. Now, here's my guess. I haven't done a U-turn yet with this car, but I have a feeling it's going to be easy. It should be like a bicycle. It should be, because this is a Suzuki. Now, Suzuki, I don't really know what they're known for, but when it comes to performance, I don't know. I don't think they have a name. I don't think they have anything special. But when it comes to building cars, all I know is that they have a reputation for building small cars. I've never seen them build a big car. The only big car I've ever seen them build was for the North American market mainly. And I don't know the name of the model, but I know it was some crossover SUV or a big SUV. But this was in the 2000s and early 2010s. Anyways, back to topic, guys. So let's do this. So U-turn, 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 U-turn. Oh wow, can it actually do it? Can it actually do it? Can it actually do it? Guys, did you see that? That U-turn I just executed was very, very good. I was very impressed, guys. I mean, this U-turn was so nice. So nicely executed. I was very impressed. I mean, to be honest, on one hand, I'm not very surprised, because this is something Suzuki is known for doing, small cars especially. But I did not think that in terms of performance, like when it comes to U-turns, they'd be that great. But hey, it's actually great. It's better than I thought. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, so I'm done test driving this Suzuki S-Cross SX4. And I have to say that, wait, let me just turn this off. Oh my God, how do we turn this off? And I have to say that, I do have to say that driving this Suzuki SX4 was actually quite interesting, because it's very light and it's very maneuverable, like a jet ski. It's really like a jet ski, guys. I mean, it's just the acceleration is as good as it has to be. Otherwise, when it comes to maneuverability, the maneuverability is what shines about this crossover SUV. I'm not going to talk about the accelerator that much, but braking was good. I guess it was appropriate. You know, you just have to push the brake gently and you're good. You can do an emergency brake if you have to do one. Another aspect which I perceive a little bit questionable is that every time I change the transmission, I hear this loud clicking noise. Like, check this out. Like you see this, guys? I'm being as gentle as I possibly can, and for some reason I hear this this loud clicking noise. So, you know, it would have been better if the clicking noises were reduced. Another questionable aspect I've noticed is that over here, there's no indication of which gear you're on. If you want to know which gear you're on, you have to look onto the dashboard right here, where it's written P. So let's just say I want to drive. So looking there, I don't know which gear I'm at. So I want to go on drive. Okay, I know that I'm on drive because it's indicated right here. But over here, there's no indication of which gear I'm on. So it can be perceived as questionable. So in terms of practicality, guys, I have to say it's good. So over here, you can put your phone, like I've just done right now. And then over here are 2 cup holders of fixed sizes. Quite good. Let's just test the horn of the Suzuki S-Cross. I've heard this horn before, guys. I mean, this is like typical of Suzuki's. This sounds like the Suzuki Swift as well. I've heard it many times on the Suzuki Swift. And these are the Stokes. Everything is quite nice about it. Very easy to use. Look at this. And then over here you get a micro storage space. And then these are the window controls. You even get a center lock button right here. Very nice. You do get the presence of hard plastic over here, but then at least over here you do get some leather touches. So that's a plus. So as you guys can see, this infotainment system is rather basic. It's not meant to blow your mind up, but it's just rather, you know, yeah, it's functional, you know, it's just there. It's at least there, you know. At least Suzuki had the courtesy to give you a wonderful infotainment system. Bluetooth, you can go on radio, you can even go on the home menu where, okay, whenever I press the symbol of the house, it takes me directly to this page, which I don't need right now. I don't need this, no. And if I click on star, I'm assuming that's favorites, but nope. Contacts, you can go on telephone, on Bluetooth. And now if you want the 360-degree parking camera, just press this button right here. And look what happens. Oh, wow. Look at this. I'd like to quickly show you all the climate controls. The climate controls are all here, and I like how neat it is, guys. I mean, look at it. The presentation is wonderful. I really like the way it's styled. And also, down here, you get heated seats, everyone. Very good, very good. I like it. You do actually get panoramic roof, guys. Look at this. Look, it's quite nice. It's so good. It's like an airplane cockpit here. And check this out, this bit of storage. Wow. This has to be the first time I've seen storage like this that's solid, especially for Suzuki. It's very, very good, guys. I'm impressed. Over here, you do get this as a door handle, and it doubles as a side door pocket as well. Quite nice, and I like this pleasant trim right here. And then down there, you get a bottle holder. So do you guys see this wonderful bit of the interior, right? This interior looks very nice, don't get me wrong. But see what happens each time I open the window just a little bit. So this is my window, and I'm just going to open it very little bit. Like, this whole thing... Oh my days. I mean, are you guys seeing this? Every time I just pull this knob to bring the window up, this whole panel moves, literally. Now, whether this is questionable or not can be very debatable. Okay, guys, I've just noticed something very interesting. I'm the driver, okay? I'm sitting on the driver's seat of the car. I have the key right here in my hands. For some reason, I can't open the door. I'm stuck in my own car, guys, and I have the key right here in my hand. Alright, guys, so just check this out, okay? You'll understand what I mean. I'm not going crazy. Like, just look at this. I cannot open the door, but whenever I unlock the door, there, now I can. Whereas in most cars, like whenever you lock the door, and then whenever you pull this, in most cars the door would open by now. Like, they would open automatically even if the car is locked, because even if the key is not present inside the vehicle, whenever there's a passenger or somebody in the vehicle, they can easily open the vehicle by pulling the door lever. That's like, I think that's like in every car, or in most cars I know. But in this Suzuki S-Cross, even if the key is present in the vehicle, no matter what you do, if the car is locked, it's locked. There's no way you're getting out. So I guess you do have to press the unlock button if you want to get out. So yeah. Over here is the rear seat of the Suzuki SX4 S-Cross, guys, and look at this. I have a lot of knee room, lots of leg room, and I have sustainable amount of headroom, guys. Check this out. Okay, alright, maybe not that much headroom, but I have decent amount of headroom. But it's good, it's good. So over here, you do not get anything going on, guys. No air vent, no 12-volt socket, nothing going on over here. Over here, there's no rear seat pocket, but for some reason on that side, there's a rear seat pocket. Now I see another questionable aspect, and that is the door bin is a bit small. It can only hold a water bottle, but that's it. Alright, guys, at least on the bright side, you do get an armrest right here. Let's check this out. Look at this. Not bad at all. An armrest. Quite good. I like it. I like it. At least I'm comfortable with this armrest. It does have 2 cup holders on it. So that's a plus. But oh, and you do get a beacon of hope lighting right here. And you do get a coat hook and a nice handle right here. I don't know what to say, guys. Practicality solutions may be a little bit questionable over here, and that too, there's nothing going on the middle. But then, at least you do get a nice armrest. And you do get a good visibility outside. Cannot complain. Alright, guys, so here's my conclusion about the Suzuki SX4 S-Cross. I have to say, you know what? It's a jet ski. This car is literally a jet ski. It's for an SUV that behaves like a B-segment car. I mean, it's so maneuverable, and also the acceleration was as good as it had to be, and so was the brakes. So for a price of 25,000 euros, is this Suzuki SX4 S-Cross good value for money or not? You know what, guys? I think the Suzuki SX4 S-Cross is good value for money. It's not the best, but it is good. It is good. It is decent. It is very good. I personally like it. I was very impressed. You know, this car is like a jet ski. The way it drove was... I love the way it drove. You want my opinion of this Suzuki S-Cross SX4 or SX4 S-Cross or whatever? Oh, I love it! Oh, I love it! I love this car! I love it! I seriously love the Suzuki SX4, guys. It's a great car, and I think it is... Yeah, it is good. I really like it. You know, it's a very city-friendly car that does not brag. It doesn't aspire to, you know, show off or anything. In fact, I've noticed it's come to my attention that Suzuki is like one of the only brands that has been making mass market small mass market cars since the very beginning. Like, they never actually showed aspirations to evolve into doing something bigger, or into doing something grander, or maybe venturing into premium cars a little bit. They always stayed with simple small cars that are just lightweight and A to B, and perhaps very cheap to afford, cheap to tax, cheap to live with. So yeah, I think in this regard it has paid off big time, and I congratulate Suzuki for this. They really did adapt big time for this. Alright guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos that are on the run. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go city cruising with this wonderful Suzuki SX4, or also known as S-Cross, and that too, I can go road trips with this. I bet I can.